Right, hello everyone. Welcome to a new league from me this evening. So thanks for having me, guys. And we are with GRL, and this is Division Six for the Monday evening out of seven. And say first time for me in GRL, and first time for them having me, I guess. But at the moment we've got 12. I think we are waiting for some more. I looked at the sign up; it was pretty full. So expecting a near full grid. And we'll get going. As you can see, we're round 18 of the season already, so I am joining late in the season. I guess we'll be looking forward to a full season next time out. But I should be covering this division through to the end of the season. Um, Thank you, it's Bob, and welcome to the stream, buddy. Thank you for joining. And Mr. Whale, hello, boss man. Well, exactly. Well. There you go. Um, Yeah, so I say hopefully then be through to the end of the season, and then in this division, and then we'll have to see for next season. I haven't got a clue yet on that. I'll definitely be here. It's just I don't know what division I'll be covering and stuff like that. So, but I do what I'm told, basically. Don't know well. I do what I'm told. Always do what I'm told. Um, you're ARL, Bob, by the way. Okay, cheers, buddy. ARL. I used to run a league called ARL, called Apex Racing League. It doesn't exist anymore, but yeah, I used to run one called ARL. I think there's two Apex Racing League, or there was two Apex Racing Leagues. Do you mean not always? That's a different ARL. Well, Gaz's ARL was the one I used to run. Bob's isn't. They may both be Apex though, but say there was two of them. We didn't know at the time, but starting to fill up there. Up to 13 now. So well, we short qualifying, 50% race, 27 laps of France. France seems to be a track that drivers love to hate. I don't know why, but it's a great track, absolutely great track. It's not going to be on the calendar for 2023, so it won't be in next year's game unless they add it as a DLC or something. So, I'm not sure. But for the way yeah, I'm impartial, of course, as the commentator, but as Bob's talking, how can you not? How can you not support Bob? Callum Ludlow, that's the name I recognise. Do I recognise anyone? I will say for all the drivers out there that if I do get, oh, why's my sound gone? I was just changing the song. That's confusing. Good question, Ollie. I believe they are. Bob could probably answer that question better than me, if I'm honest. But I believe the divisions are pace based. But these guys' TT times are around the same as mine, so it may be Division Six, but they ain't no slouches. I do all right. I tend to be in the top 4 or 5% globally on the time trials, and these guys are matching me around here. So I don't think some of them are a bit better than me actually. So I don't think it's going to be, it's not going to be slow tonight. I don't think. We'll see. We'll see how we get on in a way. But well, there you are. It's Bob's top 1800 in France at the moment. Yeah, so I'm top 4 or 5%. I don't know. I'm not top 1800. I know that. I'm 2000 or something. I can't remember exactly, but I'm about 2,500, 2,600, something like that. So I had a quick look earlier on, but I haven't done it for a while, mine. But that's cool. Yeah, there you go. Well, and I don't think anybody could call you slow, buddy. So so the sign up was well, it was full in fact earlier on. Did have 20 drivers on it for earlier on, but I did see that somebody mentioned last minute they're not going to be able to make it now. And I think somebody else did earlier on, so we might down a couple, but I think it's supposed to be pretty much full. Obviously, the lobby was open a little bit late, so I think it usually opens 45. I think. Well, I couldn't get in until about 55, so. Oh, I see, Bob. Okay. So, right. Yeah. Well, that might be the case then. But I guess it's so close to the end of the season. It's a good way of, you can basically trial out by being in this division, can't you? And then the bosses, Atom and that, can assess how you get on and try and correct it for next year, I suppose. There is a championship, of course, though, going on, so let's not forget that. There is people driving for a championship. Um, oh, really, Ollie? Okay. So, yeah, well, hope so. Hope you can, mate. But no, Cameron's always going to be difficult. He's always the sort of quickest in that league, and then so well, not always the quickest. To be fair, there are people challenging him recently. It's a very good league now, isn't it? It's, I always look forward to that one. It's, yeah, just gonna go back into the Discord a second and put out the championship standings. So up to 14. Someone called Nez Carfin's been told they can join. I can't see him there yet. Oh, okay, can't get in at the moment, that's why. Anyway, what was I doing? I was going to do. Oh, look at the standings, when I so. Right, let's. Oh, wow. Okay, drivers. Echo's absolutely flying in drivers. He's pretty much got it sewn up, I would say, already. 257 points to the second driver, who is Ludlow, being on 151. But it's definitely a fight for P2 and P3 in the championship. So Ludlow, 151, currently in second. 10th Cannon, 137. JT ILB, 131. And then even after that, there's V Attacks, I think that's supposed to be. 116, and Ali Man United on 97. So certainly good four drivers there, I'd say, battling for P2 and P3. We're up to 15 now as we go in. That's better. Awesome. And team standings, you got Aston Martin fans out there, be happy. They're leading the way by 52 points at the moment to Haas. Mercedes, Haas on 274, then Mercedes 243. A few movers last week. Williams and AlphaTauri both moved up to a place each, and they are up to 6th and 7th respectively. Red Bull down to 8th, McLaren up to 9th, Ferrari down to 10th. So, but yeah, the Constructors' Championship still looks very open. First place Aston Martin 326 down to 228, so 98 points covering the top 5. So very close in all that. What Dope here didn't think to do was actually look at what the scoring is, whether it's standard scoring or I can't find it actually. Let's have a look. I should be able to find it if I go to there and then just scroll right away to the top after the first race. That should tell me. It won't load the pictures, of course it won't. Yeah, so just looking at the standings after the first. Yeah, the scoring, guys, in the league. For those not involved in the league that may not know, it is your standard Formula One scoring, as in real life. So 25 to winner, 18 second, 15 third, 12 10, 8 6, 4 2 1, and so that gives us an idea. So Echo was saying the driver is absolutely flying. I think actually pretty much needs to finish tonight. Or needs his closest rival not to win. So. It's quite good. The driver was already on. Apex was first out. So I'm going to keep the being my first race with the new league tonight, guys. I will be keeping the the stream pretty basic. It will just be the, you know, streaming the qualifying and then race. Oh, some corner cutting going on there. Apparently that must be allowed. This is where being a new league for me, obviously. I'm going to find out what they're allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do, really. And that's, see, I think a lot of leagues you won't be allowed to do that in, but some do allow it. So obviously this is one that does. I don't know, actually, personally, as a driver, I don't think I would be doing that, though, because you got some, I don't know, even an outlap is a sense of practice. Awful lot of runoff areas, of course, around France as well. Yeah, I guess it would be better with 2 feet, Ollie. I'm a pad player, so I don't really know. But sort of makes sense. I guess we've got to do the first GRL hilly hot lap with the first driver over the line. So Apex, here we go. And it's over the line, DRS open, head down to turn 1, down to 5th usually for turn 1. Gearing up to 6th as you go through turn 2. Do your usual sort of way. Keep it over to the left, keep it open for turn 3. Just quick right, left. Very easy to invalidate on the first part of that, so just got to be a bit careful. 2 heavy right-handers. Just got to be a bit careful getting on the power, but you have got to get on the power well. He has invalidated actually his Apex. Apologies, let's find the McLaren behind. Nope, that's Bob on an outlap. So we've got ESP instead then. So we're in the same spot, so just got to be a bit careful getting on the power around here. Traction's a bit low. Straight full power through the left-hander, onto the straight, open up DRS. We head down to the chicane, which basically splits the straight into 2, and we're down to 4th for the first part of the chicane, usually 3rd for the second. All of this is all about opening up the steering, getting on the power as best you can, and the second half of the straight now, flat out through the right-hander in the dry, slight lift in the wet, into what is right up there, one of my favourite corners of the season. It's double right-handed apex. Exiting in 6th gear there, but I would usually do that in 5th. I'm getting a bit of lag going on here. I'll take the Wi-Fi off on my phone. There we go. Hang around the right-hander, keep it to the right-hand side so that you can sort of sweep in on the left. Keep it as far over the left as you can so you can open up the final corner. And get on the power as quickly as possible. Open up the DRS and head down over the line. That's the lap of France, and that one was a 31.3. Not a bad lap to get us started from ESP. Else we've got on their way round. Who's this? This is Ben Spittles. Over the line, 32.0 from Ben. Nice start. Ed as well, I think his teammate actually. 31.8 just ahead of him. NASCAR F1 Chan. Just called him Chan. Not getting a proper lap on the board that time. 54.7, obviously not a hot lap, so he'll go again. Echo's just still on out lap, but this is our championship leader and pretty much champion, I think. So it's, I think mathematically, I don't think it's done yet, but it's almost. So I don't do the hilly hot lap on every single lap, guys. Just do that once, and then we just enjoy the laps after that. So, one good feature of GLR, for those of you that watch with me, guys, and don't know the league, it's 7 divisions, and which are pace-based, and they all run on Monday night at 8 PM, apart from the very top division, the Division 1, which runs half an hour later. They start at 8:30, and that was by request of the drivers, so that when their race finishes, they can quickly switch over to the Division 1 Twitch to be able to see the end of that race. The top guys in there, so which is quite cool, I think. So keeping it simple. It's often these laps that look quite simple end up to be the fast ones. So see him over the line, the beautiful Haas. 31.3. That puts him P2 at the moment, just behind his teammate. He's already into the 30s, so 30.9 for Apex. And this is Michael. I think it's Michael Lewis or Michael Louis, 200. It's the line, looks like a decent lap as well. 132.6 puts him in P8 for the moment. And Vatak, I'm going to call him, I don't know, Vatak. That's what I'm going for. As said, any of the drivers that do listen back, or who are listening now, if I do get your names wrong, please just DM me. I'm not going to be upset. Just give me a DM and just say, mate, can you? My name is actually this. And I'll try and get it right next week. Just bear in mind, I do a lot of streams through the week, so I might not remember, but I'll try. Spot anybody improving? If not, it's just a case of waiting for the next driver to complete an outlap. Now it looks like Daniel. Oh, well, Daniel had just started a lap on the medium tyres, but he has invalidated that. So, due to the nature of France when it comes to the race, we're not. I wouldn't really be expecting to see any softs tonight. I think it's quite a high dead track, so it's just your standard one stop, medium to hard, hard to medium, whichever way you prefer. See what the drivers prefer. It quite often depends where you qualify, I guess, but my preferred would probably these. I'm starting to like the hard to medium strategy over the medium to hard, which I think most people were doing when the game came out. But I know last night I commentated on a Brazil race, and my goodness, the guy who won it did hard to medium, and my word, that the pace advantage he had in the second stint, having done medium second, was unbelievable. Won by 10 seconds in the end. Oh, here you go, Whale. Being a Brighton fan, this is a seagull. Seagull, see it is. It's Seagull 365. It's a seagull 365 days a week, a year even. Oh, NASCAR Chan's out. Shotmaker is not quite sure where he is. Where is he? He's down by oh, they've had a collision. How's that happens? So that must be NASCAR Chan then, who's out, and obviously then him and Shotmaker have come together. I'm not quite sure how that's happened. Maybe one was exiting the pits, this one was coming onto a lap, and they've collided. There wasn't much luck left of that car, and I'd imagine that Shotmaker will have damage as well. He's showing us on an outlap, which suggests to me he was the car coming out the pits. Oh, a bit strange. Let's go to... Oh. Well, you wish I hadn't just gone to Bob now. Bob's had a spin. So, both McLarens having a bit of trouble on that particular lap as Daniel Gamer goes round, spins it on the mediums. Plenty of time for all these drivers, by the way, to get back round and go again. So 7.5 minutes still remain on this 18-minute qualifying session. Let's just have a look then. Anybody? Okay, yes. P into the final sector, not just short of 4 attempts up on his PB. which at the moment would take him to the top of the list just about, I think. It's pretty tight. Really final corner. Again, keeping it pretty simple. Again, the simple guy, say, when it looks simple, it's usually fast. So, here we go. 30.8 goes fastest. Nice lap from ESP. I should call him Quell. I guess an ESP is Spain. España. So I guess, well, Quell España. Quell España. I don't know. I don't know if that's the actual word or not. Echo is quarter of a second up through sector 1. Bad for the chicane. Corner card circuit. Say not on the calendar for 2023, so not expecting it to be in next year's game, but whenever that's released, it'd be nice to get some information because I got a feeling it's going to be released earlier than usual. So, had any actual concrete information yet? As the car in front gets nicely out the way. I think that was one of the Williams. I'm not 100% sure. It's go through the final corner then. It's looking good. I think he is going to improve. And he may be pushing into the 130s. Let's have a look. Not quite. 130.1. Improves by 2 tenths. Goes P3. Back behind his teammate. So, 2 drivers so far into the 130s. Callum might be on a lap. Oh, he's invalidated early on. It is very easy to invalidate here, isn't it? Lots of corners where you do have to push the limits if you want to get the speed out of the car. So, shotmaker 32.2. Right here is Michael. Line goes P8, 32.1. I'm on a lap now. No, he's invalidated. Anybody else? Don't think anybody's on a lap right now. I think we're sort of gearing up for everybody's final runs now. I think that was the start of a lap. Bob's had a little spin there in a McLaren. Callum's just coming up for the line now, so Callum will go across second in the championship at the moment. That's the other cameras. Definitely a better camera for qualifying, isn't it? Very nice route, set to 1. I didn't notice that's going to invalidate. That was quite a cut, but yeah, I think actually he might have done that purposely. I think he wasn't happy with it, so it's backed out. Back with Bob once more. Oh, typically into the pits when I'm watching him. Always the way that is. That's an out lap for the all out laps, these guys. Yeah. Well, there you go then, Mr. Well. Let's watch the man you'll definitely be supporting in the Ferrari, a Seagull 6.5. Might be a fellow Brighton fan, who knows? Still a tyre left in the middle of the road. As towards turn 1. Did well not to invalidate there. Did turn in a little bit early into turn 3, but managed to open the steering to avoid the invalidation, the dreaded invalidation. Runs sticker nicely on the inside, opens up DRS. Get down to this chicane. There's no other way to take the chicane, to be quite honest. You've got to attack it, haven't you? You've got to throw the car in, hope you don't invalidate. Sometimes on hot laps, you can catch a part of the curve that pulls the car to the left on the first part of the chicane. Got to be a bit careful of that. But, here it is, my favourite corner, double right apex. Double apex, I mean. Car in front of us shouldn't bother us. Plenty of room ahead. May even give a tow down to the start-finish line, this Mercedes. Quite handy. Very kind. Well, it's not using the tow. Good of. Just keeps it to the left. 131.3. Nice lap of Seagull. Into P6. 10th. Where are we then? Starts of the lap. Actually, let's stick with it. Got about half a minute left before the checkered flag comes out. Yellow flag there. I think that's Apex. Yeah, appears to be a white car, and he is out, so I think that's Apex. Just drops it down there. What an unusual place. Yeah, his car is cleared now. Seagulls! Now the graphics showing purple through sector 2, but because you ain't got a time on the board at the moment, you can't really trust that graphic, unfortunately. Some cars have finished now, by the way. JT, I'll call him. JT gone P4 and a 31.1. For tax, 31.9 for P8. Shotmaker at the moment, P11, 32.2 in one of the McLarens. As Echo goes fastest, 30.8. These are probably quite soon to be crowned champion, and that's why. Lots more cars are finished now. Let's go to Quell. Where are you, Quell? Going through sets of 3. Ever so slightly down going into sets of 3, but it was such a small amount. It's definitely got a chance. If you can nail the final sector, probably even nail the final corner, could be enough. Over the line, keeps it nice and left. And fastest. Brilliant final sector. And a few tenths. 30.5. Nice pole position from Quell on the PlayStation. And I think one more. It's coming out the final corner here, Bob. ARL Bob. Across the line to a 31.0, I think that was. That's going to put him high up. So P4 for Bob. Nice lap at the end, Bob. And he had a few goes, and had a few spins earlier in the session, but to do that in the end after a few spins, that's a good lap at the end there. So Quell P1, Echo P2, but he's right where he needs to be. See this out really. Apex P3, Bob P4, JT in 5, Ben Spittles P6, a Seagull in 7. Michael in P8, Ed P9, for tax P10, Daniel Gamer in P11, Shotmaker 12, NASCAR Chan in 13 after that incident, 10th Cannon, 14, Callum Ludlow, and then Luge, who I think's joined us late. Can I get the incidents in? I just missed a couple at the bottom, I think, but I'll make sure I get that done on the race. Yeah, third time lucky, Bob, so well done, mate. I don't know if we take a break or not. Probably should have asked this, but so I don't know if we have a little break before we go. Probably best to have a look in the Discord if you don't know yourselves, guys. Yeah, NASCAR Chance put in the chat that he was leaving the pits in AI and got wrecked. But well, I guess the moral story there is don't be an AI, isn't it? So, well, the timer's already up. Now, is that correct, or is somebody hit that when they shouldn't? I'm keeping an eye on Discord to see if I can find out, but nobody's saying anything, so I think we're okay. So here we are in formation. Let's see if everybody gets away okay. So we're all learning together. Wow! Oh wow! 50% race and everybody's starting on hards. I didn't in a million years think we were going to see that. I can't believe nobody started on mediums. If there's a safety car around about lap 8, lap 9, your quid's in if you start on mediums. I know it's a low safety car track because of the runoff areas here. If somebody does have an incident and they do end up in the middle of the road, you will get one. I'm absolutely shocked to that. I think that the hard to mediums probably is the best strategy these days. It's proving to be, but I'm amazed to see everybody do it. I don't think I've ever seen that before. NASCAR is in AI at the moment. I think he was kicked and has got back in, so I don't think he'll get control until the race starts. Anyway, on the first comms here, nice to see 16 on the grid, and good luck to Luigi starting at the back there. I'm coming late, but good luck to all the drivers. And obviously Echo on his title opportunity, but Callum as well. Of course, starting down in P15, it's going to be difficult for him to keep the championship alive, but see if we can do it. But we know that the Constructors is very much alive. Dino Duck, a seagull, easy GG's. Is he a Brighton fan, Dino Duck? Whale wants to know because he is. That's why he's put seagulls in capital letters just above you. We've got to start then. Oh, that's who we're waiting for. Look, there was a little Ferrari that's fallen back a little bit. That was seagull, in fact. Here we go. Lights are on. All 5 lights on, and away we go. And Quell seems to move all right, but Echo did start well. He's probably going to have a look, but look at a Red Bull. Is it a Red Bull? No, McLaren even. Terrible eyes. Echo is going to lead into turn 1 and coming out of turn 2. Bob off to an absolute flyer as well, up into second. Quell down the third. JT P4. A bit of other stuff going on. A Ferrari Seagull. Slow round to the grid slot, but he's up to 6th off the start. Start from him. And I'm just looking down at the track map. Nobody's dropped off at the back, so everybody's gotten through okay. As NASCAR's left the session again. Where is he? Well, see, he's on Xbox, so I'll put you up to the front. And then send him an invite. Yeah, because he was having trouble getting in the lobby before, wasn't he? Before the race. So, well, there's your predictive stop strategy, and that's going to be the same for everybody, of course. All starting on the hards as Zed gets into P9 ahead of attacks. So, Echo leading Bob then, as these two just pull out a little bit of a lead to JT here, who's coming under a bit of pressure as NASCAR joins from Quell. So let's go with Quell as he looks to see if he can get back up into third. Brighton fan, Danny, don't listen to me. Oh, he's worse. Oh no, not United. What, Man United? I'm a Newcastle fan. Oh, you love that. So, well then, obviously DRS not open until the next lap, so... Oh, who's that? Who was that? Somebody's dropping down. Ben Spittles, that is, in one of the Williams. Spun it. He's got going again in P15. NASCAR is back with us now, by the way. His car has solidified, so hopefully he'll be right now through to the end. So, just taking a look at this. Well, there's so many battles going on at the moment, it's hard to know which one to watch. But I think once DRS activates the next lap, it'll give us should give us an easier idea of who to keep an eye on as Apex gets a little bit out of shape in the chicane. So Apex just dropping. Well, he did for a moment drop outside the 1 second, but he got a good exit there. He's struggling to stay within the 1 second of Seagull, who himself has dropped out of the 1 second to Quell ahead of that. So yeah, I think obviously no DRS just here because the line is just before the start-finish line. So DRS enabled, we'll have it on the main straight. Most likely at the moment is Quell with JT, I would say. Only the 4 attempts covering them. So, of course, JT a couple of seconds behind the car in front. So, it's Apex. That's the goal. So, let's go back to Quell. Is he going to be able to catch? It just looks like that gap's extended a little bit. JT just... If JT had just gone a little bit defensive towards the inside there, I think Quell would have had to have given up, but I think Quell was probably very sensible to give up on that one. I think that would have been a bit of a lunge. But here's Apex, side by side, really close. Has to come around the flat right-hander now. Fold in, and that is Michael Lewis, or Michael Louis, on the back of them. Oh, there's contact behind, and that's Ed. And oh, is it Callum? It is. It's Ed and Callum Ludlow. So that's one of our championship rivals. And and then Shotmaker, I think's had a spinning sympathy a bit further around. But that's a big moment, particularly for Callum Ludlow. So he's the only one, I believe, that's still able to catch Echo in terms of points, but with Echo out leading the race at the moment, that may well be unlikely. But anyway, let's take a look then. There are our leaders just going onto the straight, pretty close to each other. And Bob get a run. I remember in the chat earlier on, Bob did say this is his first race as well. Debutants together. Quite alongside, is he? But if he can do a sort of switchback and get a good exit, he may get a chance. There's Echo. Oh, they're both identical on energy. He's going to have to maybe think more about trying to get this move down into turn 1. Yeah, I don't blame him for backing out there. That's all getting a bit tight. Yeah, I think start again, try and Can't get down to turn 1, use the first DRS zone just to get a bit closer. We got a yellow flag. I don't know, was it Shotmaker then? I think it looked like he might have been recovering when I went onto him. So, Shotmaker. Uses the DRS zone on the pit straight just to close that gap up slightly. He might feel a little bit here, like he might have Echo on the ropes a little bit here. He's got certainly got the pace here to challenge Echo as Bob, and yeah, Echo just looks like he's a little bit out of sorts in some of the corners. There's our first penalty of the evening, picked up by Daniel Gamer. Picks up the first 3 seconds. Sure, there'll be a few more of those before the end. And again, I think it's going to be almost the same as last, so he's just going to run out of tarmac here. Now, looks like he'll have a better run this time. Picks up the toe as well, which will help with the slipstream. And on the outside, round the flat out right-hander. No contact made. Echo sort of happy to sort of fold in behind now. I have to say, if I was Echo here, I think I'd be quite happy with that. He's actually, look at that, Echo's not bothered using any energy. I think Echo was almost happy to let that happen. Let Bob use energy. Echo save his, and now he can follow behind in the DRS and think about making a move later on, as we've got another yellow flag and sets are free. Oh, that car looks like it's damaged. I think it is. It's Ben Spittles. He's lost his front wing. So into the pits he's going to be coming, and we've got other pitters in fact. So in fact we've got, is that a full safety car? So drivers jumping into the pits, and there's a drive-through penalty has come up as well. I can't see a safety car though. Is it not a virtual? Ah, there's a safety car. It's right. I didn't realise they'd picked it up. So, okay, so it is a full safety car. People are jumping into the pits. Obviously, anybody with damage would have done it in a way. Anybody's got a 5-second will do it. But somebody, I'm sure I saw a drive-through. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, there's a drive-through for one of the McLaren's Shotmaker. Has picked up the drive-through for speeding under safety car. He's gone to soft tyres. So, I mean, as you can see, going by the names of the guys that are pitted, you can sort of see here that it is guys that were further down the order at the time, so it's maybe not a massive surprise to see those guys pit. Everybody else still has stayed out, and they're going to take the track position if they were behind any of them. It's yeah, I don't think the guys at the front really had any choice. It is too early to pit to mediums. On last year's game, actually, I must admit, it was amazing how far you could push the mediums around here. It's not this year. It's they're going to die before the end of this race if you try and get into the end. Even if they don't actually blow up, they're going to be so slow at the end later on. Ram the safety cars has done it. I agree. He's so slow, isn't he? Don't take much to confuse you, Mr. Well, does it? So, alright, how are things going at the moment? We've got, there's another pitter there, that's Shotmaker. Back into the pits, he's trying to serve his drive-through under safety. It won't let you serve a drive-through under safety car, Shotmaker. You'll have to... Oh, he's serving something though, isn't he? He's serving a 5-second or something? Must have been. Alright, fair enough then. So into the mediums he goes. That's why he went onto the softs then. Because he knew he was going to have to pit again. To serve 5 seconds. And now he's onto the correct tyre, and then... that, so it should. Yeah, I assume these medium guys are going to try and take the tires to the end, but I think it's a bit of an ask. I'm not going to lie. I think they will struggle. I think they will probably end up having to pit later in the race. What's he going to do? I just want to take a look at the position changes. So. At the moment then, so Bob leading up 3 places, our pole sitter's down 2 in 3rd at the moment, Echo where he started. Doesn't quite tell the story, Echo has led most of the race, but Bob getting ahead not long before the safety car came out. It's going to help Bob in terms of energy, because Echo had preserved a bit more safety cars in this lap. Fair play to Luge, who joined late in qualifying and started from the back. He's up 10 places so far. Anybody that's not watched before, any drivers that watch this back, I do always award a commentator's driver of the day at the end of it. There's no real prize for it, just know that you get my respects really, which is enough for anyone. My one rule is that my driver of the day will always go to somebody who is penalty free. So if you want my driver of the day, let's face it, you wouldn't. You must be penalty free come the end of the race. Finish my coffee. Nice. So, lap 7 of 27. Had a safety car. Came out very easily, didn't it, that safety car? So, I can only assume we're not on reduced safety car. It's, there we go, away we go. Bob sort of disguised that pretty well, but yeah, Echo's not responded too badly, and Quell okay as well. I don't think anybody got to run on anyone down towards turn 1. It doesn't look like it. Everybody's okay. It's good. Just get away safely. See a little bit of swerving going on there, just trying to get some heat into those tyres. They will have cooled down. Really low temperature under the safety car. Do take a little bit of heating up, do the hards. So let's go back to tyres so that I can see. Just looks here like JT. Oh, I was going to say it looks like he might have got a run. There has been, I have noticed with JT, it does look to me like he might be running a little bit higher downforce than those around him. Just seems a little bit slower in a straight line. But, not by much. And I'm sure if he was close enough to a car with DRS open, then that would make the difference in a way. But oh, we've got a retirement. Ben Spittles is out. So hoping I might be able to catch it, but no, he's over pretty much directly behind us. But that is another full safety car. So now drivers will be starting to come in. Now we are in the sort of region where you may be able to get mediums to the end. You know, if you take into account the safety car will do 2 laps. So lap 8 will be done under safety car. Sorry, lap 9 will be done under safety car. Lap 10 will be done under safety car. And then it should be back in for lap 11 to restart. So that would be 17 laps on mediums, which I think is pretty much where you can push them to, in my opinion. It's that sort of distance where you might find there's 1 or 2 drivers that can, and then a few that can. Others that ain't got a chance if they're really hard on the tyres. But it's a tricky distance. Second safety car though at France. It's a bit unusual at France. It is a very low likelihood of safety car. I don't know what's happened to Ben there. So it depends what setting you've got it on, and obviously we're on standard, I would imagine. So, well, I'll put it to you guys if you're still watching. Well, Dino, what would you do if you were leading this, or you know, if you're in the top? See, to me, I think I would say if I'm sort of in the top 4 or 5, I'm probably not pitting. I'm probably staying out on the hards I'm on. If I was like the so like Ed is the back of the hard drivers, I would probably say to myself, right now it's worth a gamble. Now I think there's a chance I might be able to get to the end. Bear in mind the pit stop around here in France is massive, so like a pit stop here at France is worth something in the region of 26-27 seconds. It's really long, so I was slightly less than that, but it is a long pit stop. Apex is in, so he's going to chance it. So there's always the chance you could end up with another safety car, but in a track like France, you've just got to kind of assume that if you do get a safety car, it's going to be the last one, because it's such a low chance. Quell couldn't pit. He said we couldn't pit. Not on the first lap, you wouldn't have been able to, no. Oh yeah, I get that, Quell, but yeah, I thought we might still put on the next lap, sort of thing. It always stays out 2 laps, so you can guarantee it's going to stay out again. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying. That's what I mean, though. Quell, I wouldn't, in your position, P3, I wouldn't have gambled in a way. I shouldn't be talking to the drivers. I'm not allowed to talk to the drivers. Nobody's actually told me that. I'm just making that rule up. See what he's doing now. He's trying to get trying to get tactical information out of me there, Quell, aren't you? So Kanye Halloumi, that's name. Wait for a mistake and stay on strap. And unlucky for Ben. Yeah, just not his day today, unfortunately. Anyway, safety car in this lap as expected, so we'll resume racing lap 11. That's 16 laps remaining. So I think that is just about within the realms of what the mediums can manage. They'll be struggling at the end of it, don't get me wrong, they will struggle at the end, but I think they'll make it. The guys that have just pitted there, in a way. It's the ones that previous to that I'm not convinced with. So Bob will lead us away again. Echo P2, well in 3, JT4, Luge doing absolutely brilliantly, up 11 places in P5. Where's he going to go? He went just here is where he went last time, and look, they're waiting for him, and now he's going to go. Fooled ya. Down to 2-1. Looks like there might be a battler or 2 behind this. So far so good. I think we'll get him through again. Looks like they have. Back up to the top. Look at that sort of concertina effect happening. Going to the corners. That Aston Martin on the back of the 2 Mercedes is looking feisty at the moment. It's JT. So Luge has made up the place ahead of JT. He's absolutely flying. Is it going to be a last or first for Luge today? Because he is certainly driving well enough. That particular safety car was just out for 2 laps. The first one was out for 3. 5 laps in total, if that's what you mean. Someone picks up a penalty then, but I didn't see who it was. But Zax gets ahead of he did get ahead of Apex, but Apex has come straight back at him. Apex then makes another move on Michael Louis. Doesn't get a good exit even, Michael Lewis. Has he got any damage there at all? He has, hasn't he? Yeah, Michael Lewis lost his left end plate, so he's going to be into the pits. In he comes. And he's not the only one. Ed is in as well. And we've got 5-second. Daniel Gamer's in, 5-second speeding penalty in the pit lane, but he's just retired in the pit lane. Never nice to see. Always want to see drivers get to the end if they can. At the moment, the guys that have stayed on the hard tyres are still the top 6. So it's not looking like a bad shout at the moment, but just bear in mind what I said, it is a long pit lane here. So just go into the mediums and maybe having to, even if you end up having to nurse the mediums home a little bit, may end up being a better strategy. Or being able to go to mediums and then go to softs later on maybe to finish the race. Who's gonna get an opportunity? I don't know if these guys are been long-term teammates or not. And let's go. He's up to 8th now. He's doing well. So I don't know if the Mercedes are working together, so I won't stick with them too much because they may be close, but if they're not battling each other. Now you can pick up. So DRS is now re-enabled, which should aid us for some overtaking opportunities. It's not been too bad for overtaking tonight. We've not seen a great deal of it so far, but that is mainly because I've not been in the right place. To be fair, there has been plenty of overtakes. Oh, there's one. I think that was a bit of a late attempt from Seagull there, if I'm honest. He's ended up round, and I think he was a little bit lost when he got back on track. Then I'm not sure he knew whether he was going in the right direction or not, but he certainly was. As the Tats gets ahead of Callum Ludlow. They're having a little bit of argy-bargy as well through the chicane, and that's allowing Apex into the battle as well, and he's gotten ahead of Callum Ludlow. Yeah, at the moment, Echo is definitely keeping pace. Kanye staying within, that sort of 4 or 5 attempts, and I don't think he's in any rush to get past either. I think he'd rather have the DRS, maybe get Bob to use a bit of energy to do that. And in comes Bob. Sorry, is it Bob? No, it's Echo, sorry. Into the pits. So he's going for the early stop. That would be a straight stop. There's a lot of pit seams out in the pit crews out. So, NASCAR Chan. Now he's with us properly. Making a good move there on Callum. And up into P8 he goes. A little bit of a freeway going on here between Ed for Tats, Apex, and as you can see behind, NASCAR going round to the back of that as well. It's going to be interesting to see. Echo has come out completely clear air, nobody around him whatsoever, so see a overtake there from Tats on Ed. It looks like Apex is going to follow through on that one as well. So I think there may have been a slight bit of contact by 2 ahead, so Cannon getting a hold of Callum Ludlow. But Callum's right on the back of him still as well. Oh, goodness me. That door closed slightly on him, didn't it? But he had the overspeed. He's gone through, he's picked up 3 seconds, but did get... I think he's been told to give it back. He slowed down, so because of the corner cut, Again, told him to give it back. Right, in a way, here we go. Bob and Quell are both into the pits reacting to Echo, and this should be really close. He's done an outlap on mediums with complete clear air. You would imagine this is going to be very, very tight. Bob and Quell are moving, but the pit lane here is so long. And now they've hit the pit exit. There's Echo. He goes ahead of Quell. He's not quite going to get ahead of Bob, but Bob's got to get his tyres up to temperature. It is just probably about a half a lap to 3/4 of a lap of window here, where Bob's got to get those mediums up to temperature. Because of course Echo's already heated up, so he's going to get a chance here, I think. DRS with the slipstream, and it's worked, and that is effectively the undercut working, guys. So that's brilliant from Echo, and that's why that's why really he's on the verge of sealing the Drivers' Championship. That's effectively for P1. Can't necessarily see that. We've got a yellow flag now in sector 3. I'm looking at the track map. This Ferrari is the only one I could see that is on his own, but you didn't see it appear to be stopped. Now lots of other drivers are now reacting to the guys that just pitted. Yeah, of course I say that effectively puts Echo P1, but actually that will completely depend on the guys that pitted early on those safety cars. Yeah, Dino, it's the guys that pitted on the first safety car. I'm not convinced they can get to the end. But the one driver who did pit under the second safety car, I think, I'm trying to think back now, it was Apex, I think. He pitted, so he may be able to get those to the end. He may have to nurse them a little bit. Anyway, have we got any battles going on, or am I missing? Yeah, actually, let's go to these guys, because they are... I always try not to just watch the front runners in a race, because I want to give everybody the chance, but at the moment, they are providing the best battle on track. Yeah, so, yeah, basically, I know it's the guys that are currently in P4, 5, and 6 that I think are going to struggle to get them to the end. Shotmaker and the McLaren's got no chance of getting the sauce to the end, and but all the other ones I think have all got a chance. So they might have to nurse them a little bit, but they're going to have a decent gap to be able to do that. At the moment, I'm just trying to add it up in my head, and I think gap between first place currently Vatax and Echo, I think, is about 15 seconds, roughly. See, we need 11 laps left. It's more than a second a lap that they'll need to make up. Oh, that could hurt Quell at the end as he picks up a penalty. Forget Quell's teammate, of course, Luge, is very much still in this. He's 4 seconds off the back of these guys, but whenever he's come from the back, no matter what happens to him now, if he ends up on a podium or just off of the podium, he's had a superb race today. Shotmaker has come in and changed onto a set of mediums to finish this race now. Sorts of battles going on. I am just going to... These are two current leaders. So this is Apex. He's just gotten a little bit out of shape there just as we joined him. Coming out of the final corner. noted him because it was a 2/10 gap when I looked up. And all of a sudden, Adam Ludlow, of course, who's trying to keep the championship alive for another week, he's not had the best of days today, but he's currently running in P4. He does have a penalty. And obviously the question mark is over his head as to whether he can get to the end or not. I think for terms of the championship and trying to keep it going, we've got to set to 1 yellow. That looks like Michael. Yeah, it's Michael Louis. He's just had a little moment. He's on his own out there, but just had a little moment. I think we've all had a moment or two through the turns 1 and 2 around here, to be fair. Yeah, on your race strategy before you actually start the race, I think you'll find it tells you, I don't know what's happened to Apex, but for Texas suddenly disappeared up the road. I assume Apex has had a moment or something since when I nipped off to see what the yellow flag was. And into the pits comes NASCAR. Certainly having an indifferent day today as NASCAR, but he's into the pits. So he's made his mind up. Now, he was only on 9 laps, and he's decided he's not going to go to the end. He's going to a new set of mediums again. So that's interesting. Now, I would have thought that he was one of the drivers that, could have got to the end on his. Yeah, pre-race, before we actually started, when on the strategy screen, I'm pretty sure it had been saying about 11 laps on mediums, 16 on hards, or some very close variation of that as the suggested strategy, but very rare, really, that the suggested strategy turns out to be the fastest. So, bears down on Seagull. Just does a switchback here. He's got so much more grip on his tyres that he should be able to get past quite comfortably here. And Seagull, perhaps, he's got a lot more energy, which is why he's been able to defend that. Echo would absolutely love to put this car in between him and Bob. Oh, there's been a contact behind us. Bob, he's taking a bit of contact with Quell and ended up running off the road, but I was taking the place off him. I don't know what actually happened, but they're back going. It doesn't look like there's any actual damage, so it's not too bad. Yeah, clearly what you can see here is the problem that... that's a lot of movement there from Seagal. Oh, dude, you can't move that much. That's going to allow Well through, and Bob. I wouldn't have been surprised if I go to around and said, no, you guys go first. So, what's Quell like on... Oh, Quell's got loads of energy, so you fancy he's going to get past easy here. But, let's give it to Seagal. He's held him up somewhat, hasn't he? That's going to help the guys further up if they're trying to get... if they are going to try and get to the end. Apex at the front, by the way, has managed to get the gap back down to within a second. It's Echo again then. And this is the problem. Echo just doesn't have the sort of energy that Well had. I feel that that probably allow Quell to get off up the road a little bit. Another opportunity. And Necker will know that Seagal's not low on energy. His red light is not flashing, so he's not under 10%. I think he just flashed once then, did you see it? So he's going to lose out here to Bob, is he? Yeah. So, no, Ecker does keep the place off of Bob. So, what's the Alpine double stack? And yeah, I'm not used to which drivers are driving which cars yet, so you have to bear with me a little bit here. That's an Alpine, that's Nad's car, and it's 10th, isn't it? Yeah. No, I didn't see that one, buddy. I don't know what you mean on that one. It's JT and Luge. Oh, there's contact made. Spins Luge round. He seemed to spin Luge round and then hit him again to make him go back in the right direction again. Oh, sorry about that first one, buddy. Here you go. Here's another one just to get going again. It's no harm done by the looks of it. Doesn't look like anybody sustained any damage that could see in a way. As you see at the moment, Echo is still stuck behind Seagal. Quell is now 2.5 seconds up the road. And now Seagal's left the session. What's he on? He's on Xbox. I think he's lost his wing, hasn't he? Oh no, he's got his wing. I don't know what's happened to him. He's left the session. I'm sure the two behind won't mind that. That's probably done them a favour. But we invite him back. Invite sent. Yeah, it's clearly done the two behind a favour. So Quell and he's basically, well, he's just over 3 seconds up now. So he's basically, what Seagal's done there for Quell is he's basically enabled Quell to annul his penalty to the cars behind him. So he has the 3-second gap that he needed. Bob having a look, is he? Maybe a little look, but not close enough on that occasion. Let's go to Apex then for the lead. I don't think there's any doubt now, is there? They are definitely going to go to the end. I don't think. Wouldn't be leaving. Well, I think this would be the lap that if you're going to go to a set of softs, this would probably be the lap that you're going to do it. So, for me, the fact that they're completing another lap tells me that these guys are going to the end. And here comes Apex then for the lead. Gonna have to do it the hard way, around the outside. Turn 1, that was never going to be easy there. Really, to get the outside to work there, you really need to be half a car length ahead of the car you were overtaking by the time you reach the corner. It wasn't quite, more sort of square alongside, really. As you can see, Apex is allowed his energy to mount up. He's up to basically 40% in the RS. This battle could come down to that in the end. Yeah, Dino, definitely. Hey, the Gooner, thanks for joining, mate. If you're having a look. It's an interesting race. A couple of early safety cars. Since then, we've been going. And there is a yellow flag down at the chicane. That was Bob, actually. That was the McLaren, and it was definitely Bob because he's fallen off the back of Echo. So Bob's had a moment. Whether there was contact between the two or whether he's just had a little spin at the chicane, don't know. So Seagal's left again. Oh no, Bob, what's going on now? He's had another moment. His tyres lit up, maybe. Yeah, there's no front wing damage there, so his tyres are lit up. They are, he's just going to have to be careful. Definitely won't want to pit. He definitely, the last thing he wants to do is pit. I'll be saying goodbye to any potential points, but he's got a nice long straight here on the pit straight to try and cool him down a bit. oh, hello. Sluge going round. They're talking to Bob. There he is. Finds an escape road to help him rejoin the track. Is he going to keep ahead? Nope, 10th Cannon gets that place. So 10th Cannon up into, funny enough, 10th. So let's get up to Quell then, who has now caught the back of Callum Ludlow. Right, are you Segal then, dude? I sent you one invite. I can send you another. Getting on a bit now. I sent you another invite, buddy. See if you can get back here. It'd be nice if you can finish the race. Okay. Right, okay. No worries, man. Anyway, well, oh, Callum Ludlow's coming for a late stop. He obviously felt he wasn't going to be able to complete the last 3 laps, otherwise he wouldn't have done that, because look how far he's dropping down. So that's obviously a decision he felt he had to take. I don't think finishing 1 place ahead of Echo would have really kept the championship running any further in a way, but he can have a bit of fun now, get a fastest lap maybe, and get off after a few cars for a little bit of a late battle. But Apex has gotten ahead of Attacks at the front. Batax. Stick with this one now. This is the battle to the end. So you'd think, I think Apex, yeah, he's still storing that energy nicely. Sees 44%. So you'll think he's going to be able to defend this off. And all Attacks could do really, to be honest, would be to try and store his energy himself with one huge go down on the 2 straights on the final lap, really. Very difficult when your opponent's got ERS as well. Anybody has ever wondered what's the more powerful out of the energy that you can deploy or DRS of having it? It's definitely the energy that you can deploy. It's worth a lot more. I tested this out on the Miami straights. Back straight. Because the energy you can deploy is more powerful than DRS, so it's a good little thing to know. I don't know why, but it is. Bob up into 6th then, nice little overtake on JT there. Sluge picks himself up 3 seconds. Shame to see him drop down with that spin. He was having a really good race today, was Luge, having started from the back. So, oh look, Segal, your AI's pitted you as well now, so you've your AI's going for fastest lap. Who was fastest? Good question. Let's have a look, shall we? That's the wrong one. Fastest lap at the moment is Quell on 33.6. That's what those guys going to soft late on. They're going to have to try and beat. I'll bring up the penalties now. Close towards the end. Don't like to bring out too early, but yeah. So at the moment, Quell 3 seconds. He is going to hold on to the podium finish. But it's looking like Apex of Attack, who took the opportunity to pit under the 2nd safety car, did the right thing. So we weren't too sure if it might be too early. Well, I said they'd probably be able to get to end because there'll be 16 laps to go. So I felt they'd be able to get to the end. It's just whether the tyres held out enough pace-wise. The pit stop being so long here at France. It is a long, long stop. And here comes to attack. He's done what I said. He saved his energy. He's having one big go. We come into the chicane, side by side on exit. Apex just got his nose in front at the moment. It looks like Attack's going to run out of energy here. I think that that's the last opportunity, really. Oh. Okay, Apex had to come off the throttle slightly through that right-hander there. I think then that that's it. A nice bit of battling at the end from the pair of them. That takes us through to the end of this race. But it's been a good one. Once we got the safety cars out of the way early doors, I think, yeah, the start was a... the track seems to be okay. There's a few little bits of argy-bargy going on, but in all it was okay. But Apex wins in France. Attack in P2. Quell will hold on to the podium in P3 despite the penalty. Echo P4. NASCAR, in a brilliant comeback, NASCAR. He's going to finish P5. Bob on debut, same as me. He's going to get a very respectable P6 and clearly has the pace to be fighting up in those podiums and for wins as well. So I think we'll see a lot more from him going forward, but a good debut from him. 10th Callum P7, JT P8, Ed in P9, Callum Ludlow does get into the points in the end, P10. Luge, so unlucky after what was such a good race from the back, but unlucky not to finish in the top 10. Shotmaker, not had an easy race at all by any means in Shotmaker, but he is going to finish and he will finish P12. Unfortunately, Seagull's AI will finish at P13. I don't know if you'll be, not sure on the rules of the league, buddy, so I don't know if you'll be classified or not. I have no idea. It's, there we go. Fastest lap in the end went to Callum Ludlow. I'll see that will come up in just a moment, so I'll tell you the time. There's Shotmaker for 12. And the Game Awards driver of the day to NASCAR. I'm not going to give my... I always give out a commentator's one. I'm not going to agree with that one. I think I'm going to go with our winner, Apex. I think the front two both made the strategy call to stay out. To stay out on the first safety car and then to pit on the second. That's turned out to be the best way to do it today, and I think that itself deserves the driver of the day. And also I've given it to Apex because he's one of the battles to then win the race between the two of them. But they've both done really, really well, of course. So that's enough of watching that. There we go. So there's the confirmation of the penalties. There's Callum Ludlow's fastest lap, so 32.4 in the end for the fastest lap. There's Segal P13, and then Michael Lewis was last of the finishers, finished P14. Daniel Gamer unfortunately retired earlier on in the pits, and there was a DNF early on from Ben Spittles, who's unlucky, but there we go. We'll see how those two get on next time out. Quickly nip to the race director and go just quickly through the incidents, just so that we've got them, just in case the stewards need them for any decisions or anything. There we have it. And that's about it, really. I'll just go through all this stuff if you want, but there we go. Excellent. So, well, it was a fun race to watch. But yeah, well, you did hold him up for about for quite a few laps. So you did do very well, man. But on that, but yeah, you can't get driver of the day because you didn't finish the race because you disconnected. So. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, yeah, as I say, for a first race, it's quite fun, quite a fun race. You know, it's a bit slow starting because of the too early safety cars. It just meant it took a little while to get going, but once we did get going, it was great. So yeah, definitely, I look forward to doing more. So I think I'm going to stay with the division through to at least through to the end of the season, so that it's been done each week. And then obviously for next season we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, there we go. Moving forward as well, I've just kept the stream tonight as basic as I could really from the first one. So just kept it to actually streaming the race, and that was it really. So qualifying a race. But moving forward, I'll leave it open a little bit to the guys in the division. If you'd like to do some interviews here and there, maybe podium interviews, pre-race interview, anything like that. I'll leave it over to you guys if you guys are up for that sort of thing, and it just makes the stream a little bit better. But anyway, guys, anybody that wants to, you can hop over to the Division 1 stream to see the end of that race. But otherwise, we'll see you same time next week. So I'm Mark Hilly9505. If you could leave a follow, that would be awesome. So we'll be carrying on through to the end of the season. So there you go. But other than that, guys, have a great week. Good night, God bless, and I'll see you same time next week. Bye-bye.